Stuart Broad took 4 wickets on his return to county cricket, but it was Shivnarine Chanderpaul who did it again, batting out 4 hours to keep Derbyshire very much in their LV County Championship match with local rivals Nottinghamshire on day 1 in Derby. With Broad champing at the bit, Chris Reed won the toss and asked the host to bat first on a green tin surface, which appeared to be right up Broad Street. Yet both Billy Godalming and Wayne Madsen, the Derbyshire openers, hit the England man for early boundaries. Not that Broad had to wait long. He ended his 3rd over of the season by winning an LBW decision against Madsen, who departed for 9. Andre Adams was used as first change, and as is so often the case, he was soon causing problems. Godalming let off when an edge to 3rd slip went to ground. Still, it wasn't long before Adams got a wicket, another leg before decision as Wes Durston went for 3 at 49 for 2. Adams, though, was soon out of this game after possibly tearing a calf muscle. Nottinghamshire, who lost their first game of the season at home to Middlesex, now took control. Broad had Godalming caught behind, even though he tried to shoulder arms. And in his next over, the England all-rounder forced an error from Dan Redfern, who squeezed a half drive to Michael Lum. Derbyshire had been dismissed for just 60 last time out against Middlesex, and so may have started to panic after lunch when Ross Whiteley edged Harry Gurney to slip, only to be acrobatically held by Reed on the rebound, a catch that left the hosts in trouble again on 69 for 5. Samit Patel nearly messed up that opportunity, but made no mistake in Gurney's next over to see off David Wainwright at 75 for 6. And had this attempted leave by John Clare gone differently, Derbyshire may have been in a hole too big to get out of. So what of Chanderpaul? In that total of 60, he'd batted through much of it, and he must have started to wonder if these collapses were going to be rather too frequent. Not that anything phases him, of course, and he was able to guide some boundaries to try to relieve the pressure. So Notts tried to go hard at the other end, and were perhaps unlucky that Clare survived this concerted appeal for LBW from the impressive Gurney. Clare was able to put that behind him and batted very sensibly in partnership with Chanderpaul. And in his first home appearance for his new county, he inevitably went to a 50, the 175th time he's managed to get that far in his remarkable career. He had, incidentally, passed 22,000 first-class runs earlier on in his innings. By now, Notts would have hoped to have been batting, but Clare did a fine job in adding 96 with Chanderpaul to carry the total to 171. Clare deserved his 50, but 1 run short, he followed one from Broad and was well held by Alex Hales at slip. Now, Nottinghamshire wanted to finish things off quickly, and it looked as if they would do that when Gurney found a thin edge off Tom Poynton's bat after the bowler replaced Broad. But the visitors were held up after tea by Chanderpaul and the ever-improving batting skills of Tony Palladino. He's already hit his best ever championship score this summer, and once more he proved that he is pretty good with the willow these days, with a string of strokes which would have frustrated their opponents from down the Borrowash bypass no end. Having just struck his 7th 4 in his 39, he then saw Gurney switch to around the wicket, which was enough to find the edge, leaving Derbyshire 1 short of a second batting bonus point. However, they got that before Tim Groenewold edged Luke Fletcher to Ed Cowan, leaving Chanderpaul not out again, 13 runs short of his 67th first-class 100. So with Broad and Gurney taking 4 wickets apiece, the hosts were dismissed for 256, which gave Nottinghamshire an awkward 11 overs to survive, but survive they did as Cowan and Hales knocked off 28 runs in a fairly untroubled manner. So neither side has the edge at the end of the first day, with Cowan on 18 and Hales on 10. Notts will hope that their batsmen could do just that for their team on day 2. They'll resume 228 runs behind.